Aloha and welcome to A Course in Miracles. We're doing the workbook for students and we're on lesson 75. Lesson 75 says, the light has come. The light has come. The light has come. You're healed and you can heal. The light has come. You are saved and you can save. You're at peace, and you bring peace with you wherever you go. Darkness and turmoil and death have disappeared. The light has come. Today we celebrate the happy ending to your long dream of disaster. There are no dark dreams now. The light has come. Today the time of light begins for you and everyone. It is a new era in which a new world is born. The old one has left no trace upon it in its passing. Today we see a different world because the light has come. And this is a pretty amazing statement to make. The light has come. That we are saved, we can save, you're at peace, and you bring peace with you wherever you go. And, you may not be feeling like the light has come yet. But the light has come. The light really and truly has never gone. It's always been there. The light within your true self, within your true mind. But now it's beginning to dawn on you, your real self. We're beginning to reach this light. And for me, I don't know how it is with everyone else, but for me, when I first read the Course years ago, I guess, I'm not sure exactly how many years, but it's more than 10 years ago. And the first time I did the workbook, I would compare it to I love to get up in the morning before the sun comes up. And where I live, there's a mountain behind me. And the ocean is in front of me. So when I get up, I just see the dark waters and maybe some clouds and the stars and the sky. And little by little, the light comes up over the mountain. And before you know it, it's like you can see everything. But before that, you can't really make out things, or like shadows or, dark splotches here and light splotches there. But little by little, I'll close my eyes and I'll be meditating, and a little bit later, maybe I'll open my eyes, and boom, all of a sudden, the stars are disappearing because the light is coming. And that's kind of how the Course has been for me. And I remember reading this lesson 75 for the first time, and I was like, oh, the light's come all right, And I was already beginning to see things that I'd never seen before. And here I am years later, and I'm seeing more things that I've never seen before. There's kind of like a Bible verse that talks about how the light comes and it increases and increases until it's as bright as the noonday sun. And that's kind of how it has been with me. It's been, as I've done the Course, and I've done the Course for all these years. There's never been a day when I didn't do, the Course. I haven't done the workbook for students every year, but I have read in the Course every year, every day. And the principles that I've learned in the Course, whenever I learned them, I started putting them into practice. So it was kind of like an experiment for me. I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know anybody who had done the course, and I kind of stumbled upon it. And really, actually, it was around, someone had given me a copy of The Power of Now, and I really liked that book, and it was a pretty new book at the time. And I had read a biography on Eckhart Tolle, and he had read a lot of the same people that I'd read, including the Sufi masters and the Tao Te Ching and different books. But there was one book that he mentioned that I had never read. It was called A Course in Miracles. And so I went to a used bookstore, and they happened to have one copy there. And so that's kind of how I started reading A Course in Miracles. I had no idea what it was. But I did the lessons, right away I started doing the lessons. And ever since then, that course has really changed my life. And there's never been a day when I haven't wanted to do it. And it's not like something that I feel like I have to do. It's something that I want to do every day. Because the more I do it, the light is here. But it's kind of like, when I get up in the morning and the sun is coming up, but it's still behind the mountain. So, it takes it a little while before it gets up over the mountain, and then boom, there's just like light everywhere. So that's kind of how it's been for me. The light has come gradually, but I don't think it has to be that way for everyone. But I do just want to say that these images that Jesus uses are symbols, and he uses these symbols to help us understand concepts. But the symbols, do at sometimes, like if you think the symbol is the thing, then the symbol at some point begins to break down if you take it literally. But if you realize that the symbol is pointing, it's just a pointer, it points to something else, then there comes a time when you can let that symbol go. And so that's what I just want to say about this. The idea of the light coming doesn't really mean that the light ever left. The light is always there. It's always been there in our minds. We've just covered it up with other thoughts and other ideas and other concepts. And now we're beginning to look at those concepts and differentiate between illusions and truth. And so the light is beginning to dawn on us, but it's always been there. It's just the other things that have been between our consciousness and the truth about who we are. Because we are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. That's the light that's dawning on us. So that's I just want to say that, because if you're feeling like, well, I don't see the light, you will see the light. And just continue doing these workbook lessons, and I guarantee that you'll see more and more light. And at least I know how that it's been that way for me. It does say the course isn't for everyone. I know some people that the course just isn't their way. They found a better way for them. So I'm not saying that, if the course isn't your way, feel free to let it go and find your way. But whenever you do find your way, it's just going to be using different symbols, but it's going to be saying the same thing. I'm pretty sure of that, because I've studied a lot of different ways, and at the heart of them, once you can see the imagery and the allegories and the myths and the metaphors, they all tell the same stories, especially if you look on the mystical side, because the mystics were the one, you could put a bunch of mystics in the same room and they would all agree with one another. They would be like, oh yeah, we call it this, you call it that, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I've had that experience. But if you put a bunch of literalists that take everything literally, and this has to be the word you use and you can't use any other symbol, then those people, tend to get to fighting it. Those kind of ideas, they let those ideas and those symbols divide them. And so, this idea of the light is coming, the light is you. And what it means, you've always been there. You, the light of the world, are always there. But you're beginning to see. You're beginning to get a little glimpse. Remember, over and over again, we were like the courses say, today we're going to attempt to reach the light in you. And that light is you. That's your true self. And that's the memory of God. And that's love, because that's what we are. We're created from love. So I don't know, I just kind of felt the need to say that. If someone is feeling a little discouraged, like maybe, it's not working for me or something. But these ideas are Jesus encouraging us to continue. He knows exactly. He expects us. Like if you haven't been doing the exercises every day, that's no big surprise to the Holy Spirit or Jesus, the one who gave this course. I mean, in many different places they say, hey, this is probably going to happen and don't feel guilty about it, but just see it for what it is and then let it go. Forgive yourself and go on and do the next lesson. So anyway, I'm not going to go on and on, but let's get back to the exercise. Our exercises for today will be happy ones. Happy ones, in which we offer thanks for the passing of the old and the beginning of the new. So this is the beginning of the new. No shadows from the past remain to darken our sight and hide the world forgiveness offers us. There's that word forgiveness again. Today we will accept the new world as what we want to see. And there's that idea, what you want to see, of seeing what you want to see. We will be given what we desire. We will see the light. The light has come. So our longer practice periods will be devoted to looking at the world through the world that our forgiveness shows us. And this is what we want to see, and only this. Our single purpose makes our goal inevitable. And in the Course, it talks a lot about having a single purpose. Because we have a single purpose, then we're not divided in everything. The Course says every person you meet, everything that happens in your life, when you have a single goal, it's all working together for your good anyway. But when you have a single goal, you can see and recognize when things are working and bringing you closer to that goal. And so there's chapters in the book on having a single goal, the goal of truth, making truth our goal. We want to know the truth about ourselves. So, we will be given what we desire. This is what we want to see. Our single purpose makes our goal inevitable. Today, the real world rises before us in gladness to be seen at last. Sight is given us now that the light has come. What do we want to see? What we do not want to see the ego's shadow on the world today. We see the light, and in it we see heaven's reflection. Lie across the world. Begin the longer practice periods by telling yourself the glad tidings of your release. Tell yourself the light has come. I've forgiven the world. See, I've forgiven the world. Dwell not upon the past today. Keep a completely open mind, washed of all past ideas and clean of every concept, concepts about God, concepts about yourself, concepts about the world, just every concept. Just let it go clean. All the concepts that we've made. You have forgiven the world today. You can look upon it now as if you never saw it before. Waking up every day, looking at the world as though you're seeing it for the first time because you've let yesterday go. You do not know yet what it looks like because you're not trying to bring the past into it. See, we think we know what something looks like because we're living in the past and we're only seeing the past. Remember those first lessons? But now we've forgiven the world. We've let the past go. We don't know what the world looks like. We don't know what this day is going to bring. It's new. We just merely wait to have it shown to us. While you wait, repeat several times slowly and in complete patience. The light has come. I've forgiven the world. The light has come. I've forgiven the world. Realize that your forgiveness entitles you to vision. Understand that the Holy Spirit never fails to give the gift of sight to the forgiving. Believe He will not fail you now. You have forgiven the world. He will be with you as you watch and wait. He will show you what true vision sees. It is His will, and you have joined with Him. Wait patiently for Him. He will be there. The light has come. You have forgiven the world. You have forgiven the world. Tell Him you know you cannot fail because you trust in Him. And tell yourself you wait in certainty to look upon the world that He promised you. From this time forth, you will see differently. Today the light has come, and you will see the world that has been promised you since time began, and in which is the end of time ensured. Now the shorter practice periods, 2, will be joyful reminders of your release. This is going to be a joyful day. Remind yourself every 15 minutes, every quarter of an hour or so that today is a time for special celebration. I have a feeling that we're going to be laughing a lot today. Give thanks for mercy and the love of God. Rejoice in the power of forgiveness to heal your sight completely. Be confident that on this day there is a new beginning. Without the darkness of the past upon your eyes, you cannot fail to see today. And what you see will be so welcome that you will gladly extend today forever. So we're not going to bring the past into today, but we're going to live in the present moment and see it totally forgiven and let it extend the present moment into the future instead of extending the past. That's what we usually do. We just bring the past into the present, skip over the present, and just continue the past into the future. And that's why I always see it said in the beginning of the workbook is the past. We don't see anything as it is now. But today, we're going to begin to see things are as they are now because we've let go of the past, we've forgiven it, and we're going to see with real vision. Without the darkness of the past upon your eyes, you cannot fail to see today, and what you see will be so welcome that you will gladly extend today forever. Say then, the light has come. I've forgiven the world. Should you be tempted, say to anyone who seems to pull you back into the darkness, the light has come, and I've forgiven you. You know, and you don't have to really say that out loud to the person, but you want to say that in your mind. We dictate this day to the serenity in which God would have you be. Keep it in your awareness of yourself, and see it everywhere today as we celebrate the beginning of your vision and the sight of the real world, which has come to replace the unforgiven world that you thought and I thought was real, but it wasn't. So, it's an exciting day. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me. I'm excited for everyone. So, have a great one. Rejoice. Celebrate. I celebrate with you. Thank you for doing this course with me. And I'll see you tomorrow. Mahalo.